What you guys, got another video here for you. Now, if you are looking to buy a second-hand computer or second-hand PC hardware, then this video is for you. We're going to go through and take a look at some of the pitfalls and some of the things to look out for on eBay and places like that when you're purchasing second-hand parts. And is it worth buying them in 2018? So let's take a look at eBay. Now, there's a lot of YouTubers that make content about benchmarks and still playing modern games with old hardware. And yeah, you can buy that stuff, but you've got to try and find a good deal. And it is a bit of a minefield if you don't know what you're looking for. So let me just show you some of the things that you can look out for to try and help you along the way. So first off, let's look at this ad here. Complete Computer Gaming Station. Okay, he wants the starting bid to be £295. So he's asking a fair bit of money straight off the bat, right? First thing I would do is ask the question, why is it so much money? Is it any good? Are you getting a bargain? Let's have a look close up. On first inspections, this is what you're getting. Okay, this is assuming you're getting this. You're getting a dusty old computer there, as you can see, a monitor, hopefully with some cobwebs on it, AOC it looks like. You're getting some headphones there that look like they've got a broken plastic part on them, and you're also getting a keyboard and a mouse, a dirty old mouse, right? So going through here, let's look at the description. That's next. So in the description, you can see almost brand new. We'll take a closer look at that, but that's a good thing that people like to put to make you want to buy it because you think it's almost brand new. It may be almost brand new when he bought the PC 6 months ago off of someone else second hand who's had it for 6 years, but it's not almost brand new. Use very little. That's another thing that I like to use. It's been sitting in a corner and it's never been used. Or brand new but box opened. Well, it's not brand new then. You've opened it and you've used it. So you need to use your common sense. This is another thing that doesn't make sense. Has a weak Wi-Fi signal in-house, has been adapted to enable going online. Excellent condition. Well, surely all computer motherboards have a Ethernet port on them, so it's been adapted now to be able to go online. This guy sounds like he comes from the days of blimmin' dial-up modems. So let's have a look here at the back of the computer. Here's the back of the computer. You can see no rear fan on there at all, and also bottom mounted PSU. Expansion slots are all got the slots in there, so no graphics card in there, but they have been bent up, which suggests that they've been used and he's pulled the card from there. So now you've got no graphics card in there. Maybe there's no hard drive in there because he hasn't listed any computer components whatsoever, so you don't know what you're buying. You're buying a bit of a lottery. Going up to the actual, oh look, there's that Ethernet port so you can go online. Looking at the IO shield here, one USB 3.0 port there. Now that's probably due to because it's a slightly older board, they start to give you more USB 3.0s now, so it may be some of the earlier boards. But look in there as well, VGA slot there for onboard graphics, and also DVI there as well. So it's probably got onboard graphics on that board there. So you're going to be using those. You're not going to be getting a graphics card. So it's definitely not a gaming machine then. And going by the price, £295 plus £17 postage, that's already up to say £320. So it's way too much. Looking at this one here, Mini ITX gaming computer, GTX 1060, Core i5, 8GB of RAM, liquid cooled gaming machine. Something a little bit more juicy. As you can see, good title there. £850. He's gone straight in for the juggler with that price, and you can see, let's look at the specs and we'll see if it's worthy of that money. Going through here, you can see he's got some fancy blue lights on there to give it a selling point. It has got a bit of water cooling going on the GPUs, you can see, which suggests he could have been overclocking the graphics card. And also it looks like it's got a cooler on there, not a non-stock cooler. One stick of RAM, so it suggests it's got one 8GB stick of RAM in there by Corsair by the looks of it. So don't be fooled by all the blue lights. At the end of the day, what you're buying is something that's worth buying for the money. So set yourself a goal of how much you want to spend and look for the best possible build for that. And also check it against new parts. I've already done this. Let me have a look at the specs here. You can see down here, here's all the specs. I went on Amazon and I priced all that out to save you the time of me doing it one by one. I've done it already, and it was £855 for all that stuff there, brand spanking new. And yet he wants 860 with the postage. So you're buying basically a 4-month-old, which he says is 4 months ago. You're buying a PC that is exactly how you can buy it brand new today. So it's not worth it. And he may not know that. He may have paid over £1,000 for that at the time. But that was 4 months ago or more. It's probably a year. And he's now saying 4 months because it sounds better. But it's definitely not worth $850. And it needs to come down to make that worthy of buying. Okay, let's move on to... I want to show you something on eBay here. Now, this is a trick that you can use, okay? You can go to the advanced tab here, and you can see I've put in something here so you can see it. You can put anything in there, and you want to put a tick in complete listings, okay? And then you want to put in whatever you're searching for. So let's go here and do a search for that Corsair SF450. Let's see if they've got it there. They probably haven't. So I'm just going to go like that and then push search. We've got the complete listings, and there it is. 55. One went for £55. One went for £43 on March 25th. And there we go. March 22nd, £45. So you can see that's basically what they're going for. But that doesn't mean they're worth that. It's just what they've gone for. And you can go to Amazon and have a look on Amazon and see what the price is for that power supply. So let's go ahead and quickly do that. And there we go. On Amazon, it's £71.99. So you can see secondhand £50, which is way too much secondhand. But you can see here it's gone £71.99, which you can get on Prime. So that's how much it is for those. Now I've already done that, and as I said, that's the price. So that's how it's changed. So that is another great thing to do on here, and you can do that for any part that you're looking for. So if you're looking for something like this, you can do a search for it. Okay, you just need to copy that in and do a search for those computer components just to check, and you don't have to keep resetting it. You just put that in there and it will go to the next product, okay, that you're searching for. So you can see here that went for £50 on March the 2nd. That was 256 gigabytes. That's only 160 gigabyte. So for 120 gigabytes one, it's £23. So it's not a lot of money, and he's got that on there. So it's not, that's letting it down a fair bit. But you can see there, that's how you can go around checking. Now let's have a look at another type of computer here. He's took photos of the front badge, an 80mm fan on the side of the case. Why you'd want to take a photo of that, I don't know. But at the back, the IO shield looks all bent up. So it does have a rear fan on the back there, as you can see. Maybe 120mm fan on the back. So as you can see here, he's showing you some bits here which you're going to get. The graphics card in there as well, which is an R7 200 series graphics card. He's showing you the packaging as well, how he's going to package it to you, and he's also showing you the specs. 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM is probably the most valuable part of this unit here, and it's going to probably be really expensive to buy that at the moment because of the prices of RAM has gone up. And as you can see here, also we're getting 16 gigabytes of dual channel DDR3, but it's only running at 535 megahertz, which is very strange because I didn't think they had memory running at that low with DDR3 at 16 gigabytes. It also has storage on there, and also, as I said, the R7 200 series XFX graphics card. Now the price he's asking for is £285 and £10 postage and packing. You can see here it's a little bit pricey, and because he's asking for an AMD ATI Radeon R7 200 series, which is a real base card, I mean, you're going to struggle playing any sort of high-end games with that sort of graphics card, really. Probably be able to get that graphics card for around about £25 or £20 or something like that on here, and we can search for that as well. He's asking you to make offers as well for that system. The RAM is probably the most expensive part at the moment, but as soon as the bottom drops out on that, it will lower right down. And there's the graphics card listed there at £21.10. And you can see here the original listing. And you're probably going to get on PUBG, you're going to have to turn all the settings off, and you'll probably be lucky to get 25 frames per second if you're lucky. You know, so it's not a great card. So again, do your research and check that stuff out. Now this one here, so let's move on to this one here. As you can see, gaming computer i7, which is probably the 3770K version, GTX 660 Ti 2GB graphics card version there. It's got 1 hour to run. It's got £330 on the clock already, with £15 postage and packaging, which makes it £345. And you can see the graphics card is going to give you, with that chip there, that's the GTX 660 version, around about 36 frames per second on PUBG. So you're probably going to look at 40 frames up and down, going up and down there, maybe a little bit more or less, depending whereabouts you are on the map. 128GB SSD and also 500GB of storage on there. Now already, once you start pricing this out, it starts to get towards how much that stuff is worth anyway. So you've got to be very careful what you're bidding on. And looking at the prices of this stuff, you got onboard 7.1 audio there, which is listed, which is on the board, so it shouldn't be listed. Xiaomi Z9 Plus case, 650 watt Corsair VS power supply. And you've got your 8GB of DDR3 memory, which is 1 stick, which is probably about £30. And the SSD is probably around about £30 also. The chip here, the Core i7 3770K, is, let's do a quick search here, quick complete listing search, and you can see £105 that went for on the 31st of March. The ones below are listed as new, so they're £180. So as you can see, you're already paying probably over the limit there already, so people will still bid on that. So be very careful what you're bidding on and make sure you get your prices right before you start bidding on stuff. And then you can go through and check the rest. So that's probably worth, I would say, 8 gigs of DDR3, probably around about 30 odd quid. And then you got this, which is probably around about £30. This one here, NVIDIA GeForce, I probably would imagine that's around about £60. Let's have a look. Let's do a search for that. There you go, 62, 51, 62, 84. So yeah, that was small pallet one is 62. So you're getting close to the threshold of how much that's worth, that system already. And that's what you need to work out when you're buying stuff, okay? Before you start getting caught in a bidding frenzy. Because as this gets down to the ending time, people start bidding on it right near the end. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to bid on it too early. But when you start bidding on it in the end, you end up getting in a frenzy. So put your amount that you're willing to go for, and that is it. So for instance, I would say £400 was my limit, which it isn't, but just say it is. I'd put £400 right at the very end, about 30 seconds to go. And that will, anyone bids in between that up to £400, that will be where I finish. And anything lower than that will be a bonus. That's if it's worth £400. Only bid up until what it's worth to you and how much the hardware is worth. Don't bid any more than that, okay? Because you're going to get your pants pulled down, which is not good. So the final price with packaging is £358, which is probably too much for that unit, what you're buying there really. Remember that it's second-hand parts, it's very old as well. So let's take a look at this one here. You can see gaming computer, 2 terabyte hard drive. Now why you'd want to list that in the title, I don't know. Maybe that's to try to make you buy it thinking that you're going to get something that's really decent. But you can see £200 is listed there. One person has bid on it at the moment. And you can go through here and you've got a backlit keyboard there. LED mouse lit up. And you can see the screen alight there, which is going to give you a monitor there as well. So you can generally check here what you're going to get for your money. Go through here. Now you can see here 750 watt CIT PSU. I can already tell you that PSU is a budget PSU. Also CIT case. It's a budget case, and what you want to do is when you're looking for these types of things, you want to search. Now let me look at this 750 watt CIT PSU. I've got a picture here. You can see £33.99. This is the only one I can find. This is the gold edition. Wow, look at that, sprayed gold to make it look great. There's no certification on it whatsoever, and it's probably, when it lets go and blows, it's going to probably blow your motherboard, your graphics card, or your memory, damage something. It's not that great, to be honest. And you can see there on the 12 volt rail you've got 35 amps here, and you know, it's not a great power supply, and people cheap out on their power supplies. So look for branded components like Corsair and other manufacturers like that, and make sure it's a decent power supply, because that's a really important part of your computer. Now taking a look back at here, you're getting 1 meter gold plated HDMI lead as well. You're getting the FX6300 in this one, which it was a very good chip back in the day. It is a 6-core processor, but it is a very old processor nowadays. But it was a very good gaming processor back in the day. And you've also got an Asus GTX 660, the non-Ti version here, which is listed on there, which means it isn't the Ti version, so it isn't going to be as good, and it may struggle to play some modern day games, and you may need to turn the settings down. You're getting an 18-inch Samsung LCD, not LED, LCD monitor, which is an old monitor nowadays. So you can do all the average in this pricing out for there and bid up on that sort of price there. Now there is sites out there that will allow you to put in the CPU, the GPU and the game, and it will tell you whether it will be able to play that game. Okay, now just remember, take some of these sites with a pinch of salt, because you need to look at what the settings are, what you're playing that game at, and even the benchmarks you'll see online on YouTube and stuff like that. It depends on what settings they're playing it at, and you need to take all that into account. Okay, now also another thing, you may see other people talking about older parts. Not everyone can get parts at those prices, so do your hunting, do your research, and check out what sort of parts are good to go together, which will play modern day games at a good frame rate. And I know not everyone's got the money that some other people have got, but you've got to take into account as well that you've got to enjoy playing a game. And if you're looking to be a little bit competitive, it may be a bit disappointing when you get to play the game and it's playing at very low frame rates and you're getting jerky and lag and also bottlenecking. Now also check out sites like PC Part Picker, where people have created builds and they've put all the pricing in there, so you can sort of have a look at what it will cost to build a budget PC today in 2018 against some old stuff that you're buying, and whether it's worth saving a few extra quid and putting it to a new build. Okay, because modern day hardware is way better than older technology, because obviously the TDP, the wattage, and also the temperatures, everything's a lot better, and they're a lot faster, and they can play modern games a lot more easier than some of the older stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at PC Part Picker here. I took no time at all just to quickly spec something out. Now, obviously, this is a super budget build, but you can do much more research and check out some other pricings. I've just put together some cheap stuff here. But you can see the Ryzen 3. Now, also, they're doing another type of APU which you can use, Ryzen 5 as well. But you can see here, this is a pretty cheap price. Going with the ASRock motherboard, and you can probably trim that down a little bit more by looking for other motherboards. 8 GB of memory, which would be fine for gaming as well, and you can mess around with prices there and probably trim that down a little bit more. Okay, you've got yourself a Caviar Blue, 1 TB for your games and stuff like that. It's not an SSD, but you can always add one of those in if you can afford it. And of course we've got a GTX 1050, and I've just picked the cheapest one here. But you've also got the Ti version, which is a much better card, and you can go with something like that as well. But if it depends on your budget, and a cheap case here, which as you can see here, Bitfenix, and also quickly picked out a 450 watt Corsair power supply, and all that comes to £464. So just bear that in mind, that £464, and you're paying something close to, you know, 350 for some of those things, which are really old and over the hill, when you can have something more modern which is a much better thing to do. Plus it's going to have warranty on it as well, and it's all brand new stuff, and they're all branded parts, they're all known manufacturers, so it's all better for you. Okay, so that's what I would do. So you can check it out yourself. You can also ask for help on the forums, and I'll be happy to help spec something out for you. But again, this is not really for anyone in particular. I've just picked some cheap stuff just to show you can get close to the pricing that you're seeing on there as well. So if you are going to be buying second-hand parts, just make sure you do your research and have a good look at what the part is, and make sure the parts you're buying are worthy of buying, and also make sure that they're good enough to run the games that you want to run, because there is some bargains out there to be had. You just have to know what you're looking for and make sure you steer clear of any sort of junk that someone's trying to offload. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you need any help, you can always pop over to forums. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Bye for now. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the big red subscribe button on my YouTube channel and hit the bell notification button next to that to be notified when we upload new videos.